the Department of Community Medicine, GMC Pali, Rajasthan. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome all the distinguished guests, the eminent speakers, the researchers, the faculty, the biomedical professionals, the healthcare practitioners, industry experts, research scholars, and students to this webinar, an insightful webinar on innovative approaches in medical research, leveraging artificial intelligence technologies and ICMR funding opportunities. We are truly delighted by your very enthusiastic participation and extend our heartfelt gratitude for giving this your valuable time. Presence reflects a shared commitment towards advancing biomedical research and embracing innovative technologies that are shaping the future of healthcare and medical service. So it is very much in sync with the objectives of the webinar, which is understanding the transformative role of artificial intelligence in biomedical and clinical research, exploring how AI-driven tools can enhance research design, data analysis, disease prediction, diagnostics, and healthcare decision making, familiarizing researchers with emerging trends and opportunities in AI-assisted medical research, providing guidance on funding opportunities by the ICMR, the Indian Council of Medical Research, understanding the process of identifying, preparing, and submitting competitive research proposals for ICMR funding, and encouraging interdisciplinary collaborations between researchers, clinicians, academicians, and industry professionals. Before we proceed further, a little about the Operant Biomedical Research Federation, popularly known as OBRF. It is a professional and scientific platform dedicated to promoting excellence in biomedical, clinical, and healthcare research. The federation serves as a bridge connecting all the researchers, academicians, healthcare professionals, industry experts, students through conferences, workshops, webinars, research collaborations, and capacity building programs, and scientific networking initiatives. Our mission is to foster innovation, facilitate knowledge exchange, support interdisciplinary research, and create opportunities for researchers to translate their scientific discoveries into meaningful healthcare solutions. Through various national and international initiatives, OBRF continuously works towards strengthening the research ecosystem and encourages young investigators to pursue high quality scientific research. And today's webinar is just another step in this commitment to empower the biomedical research community with the contemporary knowledge and practical insights. Now I would like to invite Honorable President OBRF of OBRF, Dr. Sneha Ambani. Ma'am works as a professor and is head of pharmacology and dean of examination at AIIMS Jodhpur. She has over 27 years of teaching and research experience. Dr. Ambani holds her leadership roles at her institute. She is the current chair of the Animal Ethics Committee of AIIMS Jodhpur and the Institutional Ethics Committee of IIT Jodhpur. She was vice president of the National Association of the Pharmacology and Therapeutics in 23-25, chairperson of the Drug Trial Committee and Biomedical Waste Management Committee in AIIMS Jodhpur. She has been recognized for her significant contributions to pharmacology with prestigious awards like the Spotlight Award, the Bharat Vikas Award, the Best Paper by the Indian Pharmacology Society in 2000. She was awarded a Certificate of Appreciation by the Principal of SN Medical College, Jodhpur for Best Performance Services and Dedication as a faculty member in 2013. She was also awarded the International Certificate on Principles of Bioethics and Human Rights after completing an online certificate course on bioethics offered by the UNESCO Chair of Bioethics in October 2018 Haifa. She is an active researcher with around over 90 publications in national and international journals and is a reviewer of various such national and international journals. She has authored a book, Review of Pharmacology. She is a member of the various prestigious academic societies, the UNESCO Chair in Bioethics, AIIMS Jodhpur, the National Academy of Medical Sciences, the National Medical Organization, and the National Association of Pharmacology and Therapeutics. The Indian Society of Pharmacology are amongst them. She has delivered numerous plenary lectures on good clinical practice, including in our college, GMC Pali, rational use of drugs, research methodology, and medical education. She is actively involved in multiple funded research projects, and her work reflects her dedication to advancing medical education, ethics, research, making her a prominent figure in the field of medical science. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ratika. So elaborative introduction. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of the Operant Biomedical Research Federation. As Dr. Ratika said, we are committed to fostering the various innovations, research, and various webinars. So I'm happy to announce that we already conducted a offline conference which was held in Uti, and the theme was advancement in biomedical research and drug development from traditional approach to artificial intelligence. That was the our first step to enter into the artificial intelligence, which is the upcoming, I must say, a branch in medical health. It's taking a very much advancement in approaching to for researchers and to conduct all the research related with the biomedical researches. So we have started this offline conference, and now we are committed to do more and more webinars as well as workshops and conferences in near future. So I warmly invite you to all to become a part of OBRF family and join us for our mission to advance biomedical research, innovation, integrity, and science excellence. So I welcome you all, and this webinar is another step forward for to helping researchers to get into the details of the artificial intelligence, and as our theme is this topic is to regarding the funding by ICMR. So hopefully most of the researcher will be benefited by this webinar. So I welcome you all and happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, without further delay, I would like to introduce the moderator of the session, Dr. Neelam Bajaj. Dr. Neelam Bajaj is an associate professor and postgraduate guide in the Department of Dentistry at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Nagpur. She holds an MDS in conservative dentistry and endodontics from Government Dental College and Hospital, Mumbai, and completed her BDS from Government Dental College, Nagpur. A pioneer faculty member at AIMS Nagpur, Dr. Bajaj has played a pivotal role in establishing the Department of Dentistry and was instrumental in initiating the postgraduate program MDS. She is a fellow in forensic odontology and lasers in dentistry, and her clinical expertise lies in minimally invasive dentistry with a strong emphasis on microdentistry. Dr. Neelam has also made significant academic and research contributions, holding 10 copyrights and 4 design patents. She has authored over 50 publications in national and international journals and has been actively involved in extramural projects funded by ICMR and DHR, serving as PI and co PI. She has been recognized for her academic contributions as a reviewer for 50 DHR short term studentship undergraduate to research projects. An accomplished academician, skilled clinician, dedicated mentor, and proactive leader, she embodies excellence across multiple domains. She is also an advocate of yoga and advocate of a healthy lifestyle. She is a creative writer, contributing stories for children and holding copyrights in story writing. She has actively participated in community outreach initiatives, including oral health screening camps in schools, central jails. She's organized, conducted numerous workshops in endodontics, and contributed significantly to all the administrative responsibilities within her institution. Welcome, ma'am. And now the session is over to you. Dr. Neelam Bajaj.
First speaker for this webinar is Dr. Harpreet Singh Pawar, who is a medical doctor, a PhD, a biomedical researcher with expertise in translational research and medical device development. Currently, Sir is serving as a scientist D and program officer at Medical Device and Diagnostic Mission Secretariat, Development Research, ICMR, overseeing extramural projects, regulatory facilitation, and technology validation. Previous experience are he has worked in ICMR, National Jalma Institute of Leprosy, Agra, and also done tuberculosis clinical research and field implementation. Sir's current role in ICMR is managing extramural projects like small grants, centers for advanced research, first in the world initiatives. He also coordinates project selection, expert committee reviews, and funding release. He provides mentorship to principal investigators, ensuring project initiation at sites. He supports innovators under MedTech Mitra with regulatory, clinical, and validation guidance. Sir has helped establish two new centers for advanced research in AI and machine learning. He has co-organized various national workshops on MedTech regulatory pathways and NABL standards. I welcome Dr. Harpreet Singh Pawar. The second speaker for today's webinar is Dr. Priyanka Narar, a PhD and currently serving as scientist field at Indian Council of Medical Research, New Delhi, where she contributes to the planning, coordination, review, monitoring, and management of nationally relevant biomedical and health research programs. Her work focuses on fostering high quality research, facilitating multidisciplinary collaborations, and strengthening the translation of research outcome into healthcare policy and practice. Dr. Priyanka Ma'am has authored over 50 peer reviewed scientific publications. She holds 4 software patents and has served as principal investigator on multiple research projects. Her current role in ICMR headquarters are managing and monitoring extramural and intramural biomedical research projects across various themes, coordinating scientific reviews, technical evaluation, and funding recommendation for research proposals. She facilitates interactions between investigators, institutions, experts, and regulatory stakeholders. She supports the development of various research policies and funding frameworks. Adding to it, she contributes to evidence generation through systematic reviews, scientific assessments, and research gap analysis. In all, she provides technical guidance for project monitoring, utilization of funds, and evaluation of research outcome. There is much more to say, but for time being, we are short of time. So I heartily welcome Dr. Harpreet Singh Pawar and Dr. Priyanka Narar.
Thank you, ma'am, for this elaborate introduction. So, without wasting much of time, shall we start the presentation?
Yes, you can.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having us here in this meeting. So, Dr. Tarna was supposed to be presenting this presentation, but she got some important other urgent work, so she could not attend. So the focus of this session will be like we will be dividing this session into two components. First, we will be discussing you about we will be giving you a clear map of how ICMR funds and what are the priority areas where we would like to fund. And second component will be like how AI is reshaping the medical research from diagnostics to clinical trial, and what are the ethical regulatory expectations or once an algorithm reaches a patient for clinical care. So by the end, you would be knowing both where the funding is and how to position your proposal in AI algorithms or AI tool development for successful financial support from ICMR. So before before sharing with you the details of our extramural research program, I would like to share what is our organogram and where we are placed exactly in the health ministry. So under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, there are two different departments. One is Department of Family Welfare, Health and Family Welfare, which caters to the needs of health services overall, all over India. Apart from that, we have a Department of Health Research. The Secretary of Department of Health Research is also the Director General of ICMR. And we have two different units under the ICMR. One is an intramural research program, which looks after and coordinates the research activity of of our own ICMR institutes all across India. And as of now, we have like 28 different institutes working in two different domains. Like we have NIN working in nutrition, NIV working in virology. We have NERF-VR, which is a renamed as a National Institute of Preclinical Research. So we have a largest animal experimentation facility there in Hyderabad. Then we have an extramural research program where we provide financial support to all organizations other than ICMR, which includes all universities, medical college, research institutions, and innovators from different sector of development. Okay, so here is a summary of extramural research grant in ICMR. If you see, like whenever research call is from ICMR is released, we have investigator-initiated research proposal that are for four different kind of grant programs are there. One is small grant, which is up to 2 CR, and we provide it for the period of up to 3 years. Then we have an intermediate grant up to 8 CR. Then we have a Center for Advanced Research up to 15 CR, and another a newly initiated scheme is First in the World Challenge. If you see, when we mention about small, intermediate, and Center for Advanced Research, we are not merely referring to the amount of funding that we are going to disperse. Actually, it reflects the stage of technology development that the PI should be applying for when he is in. Like, if a new PI is developing on some new idea where a proof of concept is yet to be developed, we will advise to apply for smaller grant where the requirement is limited and the research is very focused. So if you are a PI who is looking to check for the feasibility of a new idea, please apply for smaller grants like up to 2 CR. And once you have established proof of concept, you want to refine that proof of concept or prototype into a valid model. You want to do some preclinical research. You want to do benchtop testing. And if it's possible, if you want some pilot study want to be conducted on a prototype, then you are more fit or suitable applying for intermediate grant up to 8 CR. Then we have a Center for Advanced Research. This is altogether a different kind of scheme. If you see, this is not a single program. We mostly appreciate when multiple projects under a common thematic area are applied by a group of experienced researchers under Center for Advanced Research. If you are doing some kind of preclinical work, you are developing some kind of prototype, please do not apply for Center for Advanced Research. These are for experienced groups with multiple projects on a common thematic area. We just want the Center for Advanced Research to be self-sustainable. It should not be like running like a project that when a grant is over, this center or will be closing down. We do not want that. This center should be self-sustainable, a translational ecosystem that should sustain ours after this grant amount is over. Then we have First in the World Challenge. This has been recently initiated by DG ICMR just 2 years back. And we have 3 different categories under which we provide this First in the World grant. One is POC, proof of concept stage, where we provide 1 CR for 1 year. Then we have a prototype stage where we provide up to 4 CR for 3 years. Then we have a product stage where we provide 8 CR up to 4 years. The USP of the scheme is at whichever level a PI enters the scheme. If you are a PI and you have been granted a First in the World challenge at POC stage of 1 CR for 1 year, you need not to go through the competitive process again for prototype and product. You deliver your milestones within the timeline, and ICMR will fund you for the prototype of 4 CR. And if you deliver the milestones prior within the timeline or before timeline, you will be granted 8 CR for next 4 years. So this is a complete translational developmental pipeline that we are creating here. It's not just individual grants that we are giving. So whenever call is released, we release a priority disease or thematic areas where they are communicated, and applications are through EPMS portal. Apart from that, we also have National Health Research Priority Projects, which is an amount up to 25 CR, and there is a special EOI which is released for particular NHRPs, and people can apply for that. So next is our extramural. I will be mostly speaking about extramural research because we will be catering here to the audience from non-ICMR institute, what I believe. So under our extramural division, we have 4 different divisions. One is descriptive, discovery, development, and delivery. If you see, these 4 Ds are not just a slogan. They describe a pipeline from understanding a problem to delivering a solution. If you are working for prevalence or like incidence, prevalence, and disease burden, then you will be working in descriptive area. Your proposal, if you apply for, it will be coming into our descriptive divisions. Then we have a discovery division based on your findings or based on the burden, risk determinants, risk factor determinants and mechanisms. You will be developing some kind of novel biomarker. You might be investigating a new biomarker in like associated with a particular disease. You will be doing some preclinical studies or therapeutic targets you will be discovering. Then we have a discovery research division, particularly catering to those needs. Then we have a development research division. If you are a PI who is working in an area of development of a diagnostics, a POCT device, neo-diagnostic tool, AI-based tools, algorithms, clinical trials you are developing a new vaccine, then development division is one of the largest division of our extramural research, and we address to the needs of those PIs. Then we have a delivery research where the final leg of this development will be catered with what are the health system research, what are the barriers by which our this developed products or whatever product you are developing will reach the market or to the end user. If we discuss the strategies for developing a competitive research proposal and securing a funding support, whenever a call is released, do read what are the priority areas that are mentioned in that call. This is a general list that I am providing on the leftmost side, like the communicable disease, NCDs, emerging areas. But whenever a call is released, there is some overarching areas that are always mentioned. If you're working in that, you can definitely apply. Then these are the key elements which will always be rewarded by the reviewers: novelty, scientific merit, feasibility, public health relevance, and strong methodology. There should be some innovation even if you are doing replication research. And so the structure of the proposal is always like if you're already ever applied for on EPMS or for ICMR grant, you must be aware of this, the complete structure of a proposal. In the tip, clear and concise writing and evidence-based rationale, this only means to say like whatever you write, there should be a rationale. If you are submitting a proposal where you are comparing two interventions, intervention A versus B, then why not C, D, E, or F? And what is the rationale behind comparison of A with B? Every line you write in a proposal, there should be a rationale next to it. That is one of the key thing that most of the reviewers look at. Then these are the maps which gives a glimpse of our ICMR research capacity infrastructure. We have developed a network of ICMR DHR Center of Excellence for Technology Development and Clinical Institutions, Clinical Validation, which are spread across IIT and AIIMS. In AIIMS, we have Center for Advanced Research, which will validate the technologies that will be developed in DHR, ICMR, COEs. Then we have an intent network. I will be coming there to later also. Yeah. These are the extramural brand number. These are the numbers that we are currently supporting. We have like more than 30 NHRP of up to 25 CR. We have 77 Center for Advanced Research, 329 intermediate, 983 small grants, and 250, more than 250 institutes we are supporting as of now. In cross-sector and global collaboration, I would like to mention here our recent initiative that is in collaboration with Gates Foundation and ANRF. Recently, we have released a MahaMedTech mission of ANRF, which is for supporting and development of indigenous affordable medical technologies. And for next 3 years, the call will be released every year. And total grant amount is up to 25 CR. The minimum kitty is up to 5 CR that we are offering. And there, even the private equity, private development stakeholders can also apply, like private companies, startup, MSME that do not have DSI certificate can also apply for that call. Then this is one of the very key initiatives of ICMR. One of them is MedTech Mitra. This is an ICMR CDSCO initiative with the guidance of Niti Aayog. It was started. And in this initiative, we have so far supported more than 850 innovators. To give you a brief detail about it, if you are an innovator, and whenever we conduct a meeting twice a month for this MedTech Mitra, and we interact with innovators. What you have to do if you are an innovator across academia or startup or MSME or an independent innovator, and you have a query related to your pre-compliance, like gap analysis, you have a regulatory query, you have developed a prototype but do not know where to do the preclinical evaluation, where you can get the clinical evaluation done, and what is the role of HTA in your technology. You have to just fill a single one-pager form on the website. You just have to search ICMR MedTech Mitra, and you will land up into a one-pager form. You submit your query, and we will be fixing up your meeting one-to-one with the regulator within like 1 to 2 months based on the number of volume that applications we are receiving, and in which what we have observed in the recent meetings, like most of the innovators are aware about the technology. The biggest challenge they are facing, they are not aware about the regulatory strategy. The first handholding that we provide is to help them identify whether they have a predicate or not for their technology. Predicate is like if you are developing something and there is already CDSCO approved device in the market with similar intended use, similar material of construction, or similar design parameters, then you have a predicate. Then you have very shorter regulatory strategy to follow, and you can easily bring your developed product to the market. However, if you do not have a predicate, if you are working on a newer population, newer intended use, then you have to go through full clinical evaluation, preclinical evaluation steps before your product comes to the market. So that kind of regulatory guidance, what steps to be followed, and what medical device forms you have to fulfill, that we can help you with. So we have different stakeholders in MedTech Metro. So we have different okay. We have different stakeholders for MedTech Mitra. We have different stakeholders for MedTech Mitra. One of them is AMTZ, where we help our innovators connect with them for benchtop testing. Then we have CDSCO. As CDSCO officials will be directly guiding the innovators for their regulatory strategy. Then we have a preclinical network, which is in NICPR. Then we have a clinical evaluation. You can get it done from Intent Network. We have an intent. Then we have HTA centers, 18 HTA centers all across India for your health technology assessment of, and we will help you generate and conclude on your evidence of its cost effectiveness, whether it's suitable for public procurement. And we can also help you with scale up with and public access to GEM. So this slide simply summarize like what are the services that you can get through MedTech Mitra. One is them is regulatory strategy, another is pre-compliance gap analysis testing. We can help you do the preclinical evaluation at ICMR different nerve BR center and AMTZ. Then we can get you connected with our intent network. We have total 85 sites of clinical trial all across the India, out of which 4 are for phase 1 trial and 81 are for phase 2 and phase 3 trial. If you have developed some kind of device, some kind of therapeutic, some kind of biosimilar, we will help you connect with those people who are already into our network, and we will allocate your technology, will help you help you to develop the protocol, finalize the protocol, and get your study executed in these sites. Then we have an HTA center, as I mentioned. Then we have a DHR center for guidelines, so providing evidence-based guidelines, and these ICMR MDMS will be the key facilitators for all the services. So to summarize, we are not just like giving individual grants, we are creating a pipeline where if you come to us, we will grant you to develop just a smaller amount to develop a POC. Then we will connect you with MedTech Mitra. We will help you do the preclinical research. Then we help you do the clinical trials. Then we bring you to the market through our HTA and GEM services. So apart from that, we have another initiative which is ICMR Patent Mitra, Medical Innovation Patent Mitra. If you're an innovator and you're struggling to do the IP filing, or you have already done your research and you want tech transfer to be facilitated, we have specific portal for that. You can simply apply on it. It's completely free of cost for all innovators. You can take all IP and technology transfer services from that. So for the second part of my talk, I will request Dr. Priyanka to continue and get you information more about AI component of our talk. Yeah, please. Dr. Priyanka.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, continuing from where Dr. Harpreet has finished, so we will take it forward for the strategies for developing competitive research proposals and securing funding support, specifically in the area of AI. And there are a lot of proposals that are coming in. However, there are rejections which are also coming in at a very large volume. The recurring reason for this is poor study design, lack of innovation, weak justification, and unrealistic timelines, as well as inadequate sample size. What we noticed that none of these are about science, but being uninteresting, but they are about execution and discipline. For AI, it is very, very important that we have a clear timeline of what we are going to do. For those of us working in this area, the opportunities are concrete: AI based diagnostics, digital health platforms, clinical decision support, Population health, analytics, and predictive disease modeling is one of the areas where you can go ahead and do some definite research which will be useful for the society as a whole. And ICMR actively wants these built-in collaboration across academia, hospitals, industries, and startups that are collaborative, translational intent, and also backed by real infrastructure, which is what the next few slides will be showing you. So, moving on, what we also see here is a timeline that is capturing the where AI is already in use across the research and care continuum. It runs from disease prediction and risk stratification through clinical decision support, automated medical imaging, electronic health record analytics, genomic and multi-omics interpretation, digital pathology, and on to virtual health assistance. These are some of the areas which are upcoming, and we do get a lot of proposals in these forefronts. Underneath these applications sit the enabling technologies, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, NLP, and increasingly generative AI. The benefits cluster into three better patient outcomes that we are looking for, that is, improved accuracy and faster analysis. For a systems biology or a omics lab, the multi-omics interpretation node is the natural entry point because that is where large structured biological data meets the methods that we already use. Let us now narrow in on specific domains, starting with the clinical research itself. So, clinical research is one of the clearest places AI pays off. On the application side, AI supports protocol optimization, patient recruitment and retention, site selection, remote monitoring, adverse event detection, and continuous data quality monitoring. Each of these targets a known pain point in trials, and the impact shown on the right is a chain and reduce timelines, then cost savings, followed by improved trial efficiency. This matters the most for ICMR proposals because trials are expensive and slow, and a well justified AI component that shortens recruitment or sharpens safety monitoring is a strong fundable feature. The key is to frame AI as a tool that improves trial conduct, not as the end in itself. Next two domains where clinical impact is most visible is diagnostics and precision medicine. Here we see that there are two connected domains. In diagnostic, AI is the strongest in pattern-heavy tasks, early cancer detection, radiology, image interpretation, ECG interpretation, and pathology slide analysis. The advantages are concrete: improved sensitivity, faster diagnosis, and reduced workload for clinicians, which matters enormously in settings short of specialists. Precision medicine takes the same intelligence and personalizes it. The goal stated simply as the right patient, the right treatment, and at the right time. The applications, risk prediction models, genomic profiling, personalized treatment selection, and biomarker discovery lead to better treatment outcomes and fewer adverse reactions, which will be a bridge between omics work, which many of us do, and direct clinical benefit is the outcome. From the individual patient, we now zoom out to how AI is reshaping the drug pipeline and trials. This pairs two stages of therapeutic pipeline. In drug discovery and development, the traditional challenges are well known: high cost, long timelines, and high failure rates. AI being applied at the target identification, molecule design, drug repurposing, and toxicity prediction, with the outcome being an accelerated discovery process and reduced R&D cost. On the clinical trial side, it contributes through feasibility assessment, patient matching, as I've spoken before, and real-term monitoring, which is very, very useful in a trial design. Read together, the two columns show that AI compressing the path from molecule to validated therapy, but none of this reaches a patient without clearing ethical and regulatory bars, which is the subject of the rest of the talk and an important consideration when we are working with an AI-based framework. As soon as AI touches patient care, the conversation has to shift from capability to responsibility. The major concerns are not abstract: data privacy, because health data is among the most sensitive. There is algorithm bias, because a model trained on a narrow population can quietly fail others. Transparency and accountability, because when the algorithm uh, informs a clinical decision, someone has to be answerable for it. And informed consent, which becomes more complex when an AI system is part of the care pathway. For ICMR funded work, these are not optional add-ons. They are evaluated and your proposal should show you have thought them through. These ethical concerns are exactly what the regulatory frameworks are built to manage, which is the next slide. Here we talk about the regulatory map. The potential risks AI introduces are real: health disparities, misdiagnosis, and discrimination, and the global frameworks are responses to them. Internationally, the FDA's AI and machine learning framework, the European Union AI Act, and WHO guidance set the direction. In the Indian context, the relevant pillars are Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission and the Digital Protection Personal Data Protection Act of 2023 and ICMR's own ethical guidelines for AI in healthcare. Cutting across all of them is a shared set of principles: fairness, transparency, explainability, reliability, safety, and human oversight. The recurring theme is that a human stays accountable. With that landscape in mind, we need to be precise of what kind of AI product we are even regulating, which brings us to a critical distinction. The distinction sounds technical, but it determines the entire regulatory pathway, so it is worth getting it right. AI software as a medical device, SAMD, is a standalone software with a medical purpose. It runs on general purpose hardware, a server, or a phone and performs diagnosis, triage, risk scoring, or treatment recommendation on its own. Its life cycle and expiry are determined by the software alone. AI software in a medical device, SIMD, is different. The AI is embedded in and essential to the physical device. It runs as a part of the device architecture, and the expiry depends on both the software and the hardware. Why does this matter? Because the validation evidence, the change control expectations, and the post market obligations differ between the two. The CDSCO has come up with a guideline where they talk about in 2025, where they talk about this distinction of SEMD and SIMD and how you can take it forward. So these draft guidelines actually are really, really important if you're working in these of areas, and you should go through them for a better understanding of how do you do the risk classification and then where and how to apply through your device. This is just to give an idea of what we have supported so far in AI, SIMG and SAMG in Extramural as well as MedTech Mitra. So within the past 2 years, we've had some good proposals that are into their very far forward stages, and hopefully they will see the light soon. So challenges: AI is dynamic, not static. Unlike traditional medical devices, it can adapt, update, change their performance over time. And conventional regulatory models assume that once approved, a device's behavior remains stable. AI challenges that are assumptions. So life cycle oversight is important, and predetermined change control plans must be in place. Training data, if not is not real world data, leads to accuracy drop and unsafe outputs when we have a different kind of data set into consideration. Representation gap also causes bias across gender, age, location, and socioeconomic groups. And solution is ethics plus governance plus regulatory clarity. So you must define what updates require reevaluation, what are the performance threshold, how do we document algorithm modifications, and so on. For the regulatory requirements for medical diagnostics, we talk about three things. That is consistency for diagnostics. It is the manufacturing control, stability and shelf life, analytical reproducibility, and performance evaluation framework for IVD. Safety, there is a risk-based classification, A to D, which you can read more about into the CDSCO guidelines. And then efficacy, which is measured through the performance metrics such as PPV, NPV, or what we call in normal terminologies as sensitivity, specificity, and agreement studies. For medical devices, it is also similar, which is already in place actually. And for diagnostics, whether it is SAMD or SIMD, it is listed in more clarity in the CDSCO guidelines. So again, just coming back to this thing, this is very, very important, because if you are consistent, your it is measured through manufacturing controls. When we talk about consistency, it must be demonstrated through robustness under varied condition. Does the model perform reliably across hospitals, imaging equipment, laboratories, and population groups? Algorithm reproducibility, when we talk about, can it be replicated across data sets? Then output consistency, does minor variation in input data lead to a disproportionate changes in prediction? Generalizability, does it perform equally well beyond its training? And then safety, which is failure mode analysis. What happens if the model is wrong? What happens in case of serious adverse effect? What happens when algorithm is showing a bias, that is performance is difference across gender, region, ethnicity? Overfitting, that it has memorized patterns that are rather than generalized signals, software errors and vulnerabilities, or there are cybersecurity problems, and efficacy, which is measured through sensitivity and specificity. Then retrospectively, it is evaluation and prospective trials for real world clinical evaluation. So basically, what we want to here emphasize is that when you perform, which matrix is truly regulatory grade? Is it the statistical accuracy? Is it demonstrated through clinical impact? Or it is demonstrated through real world outcome improvement? This is not just a technical question, it is a regulatory philosophy question. India has the opportunity to define a balanced model which is innovation friendly, evidence driven, population representative, and life cycle monitored. So, this regulation must evolve from device approval to governance, which is a challenge before us in today's time. This brings us to the close. This cartoon makes a serious point with humor. Every researcher wishes that the grant came in bigger size, but the real lever is not asking for more, it is positioning the idea well. So let me leave you with the through this line with this session. ICMR has a structured, well-funded extramural program with clear entry point at every career stage. AI is now named priority, and the work gets funded and that reaches patient is the work that pairs technical strength with genuine attention to validation, ethics, and regulation. If your idea sits at the intersection, the pathways and the support exist to take it forward. And thank you with this. I will stop sharing. Thank you so much for your attention, and I think over to you.
Thank you, Priyanka, for a nice presentation. It's elaborative and well explained what type of research now a researcher can conduct through AI, which is an our need of the day actually. So I hope all the participants benefited by the information given by Dr. Hatri as well as by you. So thank you very much. Over to Dr. Latika if she's there. Or
Yes,
Vikram.
ma'am. We still have a few minutes. If there are any questions, ma'am, would we like to fit them?
Dr. Priyanka, would you like to take some questions from the participants?
Sure, ma'am. For another 5 minutes, we can.
Okay. So if anyone is have some query, just raise your hand, and then Dr. Ratika, we will unmute them, right?
Yeah.
Or all are unmuted.
Right now, they can do it self. They can unmute themselves.
Okay.
So we have Surabhi Patra. Surabhi Patra, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Sorry about the video issue. My device is having some issues. So I would just say thank you to the entire team for the excellent presentation and an eye-opening session for all of us as faculty. My simple question is that I am a clinician. I want to use AI for creating let's say, a funded protocol. Like, how do I collaborate with? Let's assume that IIT Kharagpur is the nearest technology hub for me. So how do I go about in terms of collaborating and going with is there a particular protocol? Is there a pathway which ICMR has, created looking into that, Tech Mitra, something Dr. Pawar was saying?
If you are talking about your individual as an individual PI, you want to collaborate, you are open for collaboration to anybody. There is no cap or there is no guideline that you can only collaborate to the nearest center. You can collaborate as per your areas of expertise and complementary expertise that you need in your proposal. That is one thing. If you already have a technology which you would want to take it forward and you are not understanding the regulatory pathway or the standard preclinical, you want to take it to the next step, that application you can put it in medtech mitra portal as a one pager, and they will give you guidance into what can be done further. So if you're talking about small grants, intermediate, or the competitive grants, for that there is no guideline that you need to be taking to the closest hub. It is as per your collaboration that you have established earlier. You can go ahead and plan the project. For if you want the list, you have like all the ionized IITs, NITs, anybody who's like in working in your area of interest can be your PI. There's no cap on that you can have one collaborator or multiple. Of course, the PI or co-PI cannot have more than 5 projects ongoing in the scheme if you're applying for a competitive grant.
Ma'am, one question on generative AI.
Mhm.
Since again it's a very new thing for us, so is it possible for ICMR to provide some list of like researchers who are working in the IITs in this particular AI platform? Because individually finding out and collaborating is a difficult thing.
Sure. I mean, you can write in a personal capacity, we can. ICMR will not give a list, but yes, of course, if you write to us, we can help you connect with the ones that have some ongoing efforts going in this direction. So, yes, we can just give you some names and you can go ahead and discuss your proposal if you feel that you can collaborate with each other.
One last question, ma'am, regarding the startups. Because again, this question of technology comes in. I belong to one of the INIs. So, is it so that I have to collaborate with another INI, or I can collaborate with a startup company with anybody else in the private sector who can deliver what I intend to develop?
So, for the competitive grants, such as small grants, intermediate grants, and Center for Advanced Research, we do not fund startups or MSMEs unless they have a DSIR certificate. But for First in the World, which is a new grant, there they can apply and they can also be funded in case they do not have a DSIR. We give them some time to get that DSIR and then we fund them in that capacity. So, yes, you can collaborate with them, but no funding from ICMR will go to any private equity.
That's very helpful, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. As we come to the end of this insightful webinar on innovative approaches in medical research, leveraging AI technologies and ICMR funding opportunities, I would like to deliver the vote of thanks. But just before that, just to summarize, Dr. Harpreet Singh took us through the 4Ds: descriptive, discovery, development, and delivery. He also told us about the types of funding, the MedTech Mitra, which is an ICMR CDSCO initiative. All the strategies for developing competitive research proposals were discussed by Dr. Priyanka, along with the role of AI in diagnostics, precision medicine, drug discovery, clinical trials. And she also discussed the regulatory landscape, and the very punchline that she said was that with AI, the things move from capability to responsibility. Thank you, ma'am. So I would again, on behalf of Operant Biomedical Research Federation, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Harpreet Singh Pawar and Dr. Priyanka Narad, for sharing their valuable insights on the transformative role of artificial intelligence in medical research and providing practical guidance on navigating ICMR funding opportunities. Your expertise, experiences, and thought provoking perspectives have undoubtedly enriched our understanding and inspired us to explore these new avenues in biomedical research. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Neelam Bajaj for her moderation and conduct of today's webinar. She was truly appreciate her valuable contribution. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Dr. Sneha Ambani ma'am President OBRF, Professor and Head, Department of Pharmacology and Dean Examinations, EAMS Jodhpur, for her inspiring address and support to promoting research excellence and innovation with the among the biomedical community. Again, our special thanks to all the faculty members, biomedical professionals, healthcare professionals, researchers, academicians, industry experts, and students who joined us today. And we just hope that you benefited from this entire webinar. I would like to acknowledge the efforts of the organizing committee of OBRF executive team, technical support staff whose dedication behind the scenes ensured the smooth execution of this program. At OBRF, we remain committed to fostering scientific excellence, interdisciplinary collaboration, and capacity building among academicians and professional development initiatives. So we look forward to such continued participation in our future webinars, workshops, conferences, and research programs. Thank you once again, everybody, for joining in. I end by saying we look forward to your continued participation in future webinars, workshops, conferences, and research programs for this kind of networking. Thank you all once again for being a part of such an enriching session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you,
Good day to
Latika.
all.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
ma'am.
Thanks, organizers, Vikram and all that, those who have successfully organized this webinar, I think. So thank you all.